The Mi A1 has been on the market for quite a while now and is one of the best offerings in its price segment. Equipped with a dual camera setup at the back and a stock Android experience, the Mi A1 has enjoyed good sales. However, a new challenger has now entered the arena in the form of the Honor 7X, which is a subsidiary brand of Huawei. The brand that actually revolutionized and made dual camera setups mainstream. Let's see whether the Honor 7X poses a threat to the Mi A1 or whether the Mi A1 will enjoy uninterrupted sales. 2007 sees yet another increase in the number of phablets, and the Mi A1 and 7X are both large screen phones. The Mi A1 packs a 5.5-inch IPS 1080p display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 that offers very natural looking colors and good sharpness, but sticks to a more conventional 16:9 aspect ratio of yesteryear, and the sunlight legibility is also hampered a bit in some bright conditions, where the reflective glass and low brightness does result in a display that isn't easily visible. 18:9 aspect ratio is all the rage now, and the 7X packs a 5.9-inch Full HD Plus IPS panel that's much better than the one on the Mi A1 since it has better brightness, contrast ratio and good sunlight legibility. It's a bit more on the punchy side in terms of colors, which some people may or may not like. It has an unspecified version of Corning Gorilla Glass as well for protection. Thanks to a bezel-less style of the display, the 7X manages to pack in a larger display in a phone that has practically the same footprint as the Mi A1. The A1 feels lighter to a touch and may be more ideal if you are someone who holds a phone for long durations for calls, etc., since it feels much lighter too. However, if you are looking for a more solid feeling device, then the 7X might be the better one since it feels more sturdy and industrial. Funnily enough, both the devices weigh around 165 grams each, but the 7X does feel heavier. The curvier back panel on the Mi A1 is perhaps easier to hold, but the 7X feels grippier. Antenna lines are more elegant on the Mi A1, which hides it, unlike the 7X which flaunts it. Position of the fingerprint scanners and the camera modules at the back are nearly identical on both the devices. In terms of accuracy and speed as well, both are practically identical and even do well at detecting fingerprints that are relatively wet or sweaty. There's 4 gigs of RAM and storage as expandable using hybrid dual SIM slots on both. The A1 has an octa-core Snapdragon 625 chipset from Qualcomm powering it, while the 7X has a homegrown octa-core Kirin 659 chipset inside it. Performance-wise, both are pretty smooth and the overall experience is nearly the same. However, having stock Android, the Mi A1 does have an edge at times when it comes to app opening speeds and in gaming too. It seems to do that a bit better than the 7X. Not a major difference, but tangible nonetheless. The stock Android experience on the A1 also means that you would get updates faster than the 7X. However, both are still on Android Nougat as of now, and even the 7X will get the update to 8.0 Oreo, although a definite release date is not available for either. The Mi A1 has a pretty great camera setup at the back, dual 12MP sensors. It takes wonderful portraits and the low light performance is pretty great too. The 2x optical zoom comes in handy for shots with forced perspective. So in a way, the Mi A1 setup is probably better and more versatile, but when it comes to the image quality and low light performance, I feel that the 7X with 16MP sensor and 2MP depth sensor is slightly better. The front camera on the 7X is miles ahead of the A1 for sure. We'll be doing a camera comparison of both the phones pretty soon, so please do stay tuned for that. In terms of battery life, the 7X does much better than the A1. The 3080 mAh battery on the A1 always had mediocre battery life, and I've gotten a maximum of 5 hours of screen on time from it generally. The 7X with the 3340 mAh battery gives you 6 hours of screen on time on most days, and you can get around 30 minutes to an hour more on some occasions. One thing that really bugged me about the 7X is that they stuck with the micro USB port rather than a Type-C one, which the A1 has. Once you get used to a Type-C, it's hard to want a micro USB. However, I guess it's not a deal breaker for most, especially those who still haven't made the shift to the new standard. The Mi A1 is still a brilliant phone. Fast performance, stock Android UI, 2x optical zoom, great portrait mode, and amazing value for money. However, Honor might just have brought out a device that's just as good, albeit different. The front camera is miles better than the Mi A1 and the battery life is better too. Even the display is more of what you would expect and want in a smartphone from 2017. It's a tough choice between the two, but I'll probably summarize it in this way. If you need stock Android, go for the A1, else go for the 7X. That's it for this video guys, thanks for watching, see you again in the next one.